from a stand-up perspective, it's like we have all these specials that come out that where people are like, yo, he's really saying some shit. Especially when fucking Chappelle drops anything. It's like, yo, he really said something.
Yeah.
You gotta
Pay attention.
like listen up. He's spitting right now.
They coming
Right.
for your
And
butt.
they coming for your butt.
Taking your ass.
You being nice to me? You being
want you,
nice
they
to me,
want your
nigga? What the
ass.
fuck you think I am?
Yeah.
But like, the question that always arises for me is like, if they're really saying some shit that's that important in a stand-up special, how do we apply that? Are we even trying to apply it? Like, this is probably a bad example, but like Hannah Gadsby shit was all like, I didn't even watch it, but like unpacking all this shit about stand-up and comedy and all this stuff, and it became like, oh, it's so brave to do this, but then like, what did it accomplish after that?
Right.
What did people actually change about how they behave beyond just like,
And we talked about that too, of like, yeah, like, okay, you said it. Now what? Because
now
if,
Chappelle's on TV being like, Hannah Gadsby's not funny.
right, because if any one piece of art, or if music itself, if paintings, if sculptures or whatever had the power to truly like mobilize and change the world would have been changed
Right.
after Marvin Gaye said, "What's going on?" Everybody would have been like,
Yeah.
"But fuck, he's right." You know what I mean? And it's like, yes, it can inspire and spark that feeling in you, but unless there's something else to it that I can go, oh wow, I can replicate how he's actually doing production and how he's built an ecosystem around his music, like Z is saying,
Right.
like, wow, look at how people, you know, eat or support themselves off of the art and are building community. Then that's, I think, the next level of like being
Yes.
inspired by how an artist that you love is organized with other artists that you love and how they've built their ranks together and
Right.
and support each other. Because right now, success to even my fans, your fans, looks individual.
Yeah,
Right.
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 You know?
I'm sorry, it's just wild. I'm thinking about somebody listening to what's going on and just dumping a bunch of plastic directly into the ocean. Just like feed a Fisher-Price play place to a whale.
No, you're right.
What the fuck is going on?
What is
dog?
going on?
Another through line on what y'all are saying that I feel is, and what's special about what we're doing and the position we're in as artists and creatives is like, when you think about it, art, whether it's music or film or you know, television, it's just a more layered way of communicating. It's another form of communication.
Yeah.
This space that we're opening up with Jaded Form is it's recorded conversations and communication around, you know, specific things that interest us.
Yeah.
But it's where that communication connects with like the production and the
Right.
you know, the distribution, the practice, you know, as some people might call it. Like that's where something special I feel like can start to emerge, you know? And like the other thing I wanted to say is, because some people can hear you say like, oh, like what now? Or all of us saying, what now? You know, like, oh, you pointed out something, you know, that the world is burning and that things are fucked up. Well, you know, good for you. Like what now? You're saying we got to do something. Okay, what? You know, and this is related to the compartmentalizing thing too, of like when artists say, when they hear you're doing something off script or coloring outside of the lines, they're going activism. Oh, it's a good thing you're doing, man. It's like that switch happens.
They're
Give
already
them their
tuning you
flowers.
out. They're
Right,
just
Yeah,
right. But it's
right.
like,
glaze over.
what if coloring outside of the lines or going off script is about you? And a part of it is like, I feel like we have to get shit cooking and like popping and living better lives without bosses, without landlords, making better shit. And then people are gonna wanna figure out how did you do that?
Right.
This is the socialism thing, right? And we're like,
Sure.
but like that's
Whatever
not.
the
call
fuck
it
you
that.
want to call it.
Yeah.
Right.
We're just trying to get
It's
free.
just better.
Right.
Yeah.
We're trying to get free and like live better lives now too at the same time. And like there is actually like a way for you to tap into that, for you to plug into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's actually a path for everyone to start plugging into that.
Right.
And it self-perpetuates, it like keeps reinforcing itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm making money, if I get a bag off of a creative project that just so happened to pop, but I don't have to worry about rent or a property or whatever, I was already comfortable. Didn't have to worry about my living circumstance. I can take some of that bread and just buy more, open up more decommodified space and land around me.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell
I think-
someone, yo, you could do an artist residency, or you could just live here for the rest of your life and then and continue to create.
And I
After I
think,
get to
like-
know who you are and we
Yeah.
build
Right.
trust and we build,
Right.
And I think part of that, the fear too, there is like people, and because of how like
condition.
conditioned and just
Yeah.
like how smart this machine is, that
Yeah.
it can metabolize anything you really throw at it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
just
Yeah.
have seen so much fail and so much get eaten up and put back. You know, there's Martin Luther King quotes on Ford commercials now. So it's like, it makes you go, all these niggas do is lose. Or all that does is lose. Or all trying does is
Right.
get you this and da 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 da. And then I feel like that fear makes you go, yes, because I don't think anybody disagrees
Right.
when I talk to them. They all agree, but they go, yes, but it is easier to be validated by this flawed machine right now than what they think in their minds is jumping off the ship. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like
Right.
to a lot of niggas, it's like you asking me to jump off of the tree
Yeah.
when the fruit off the tree is the thing sustaining me. And it's like, no, we could just start planting.
Yeah.
That's the
for a
thing,
bigger
it's
Just start
thing.
planting the seeds.
We've been
Give
doing
a
all
little
this
bit
shit.
to the
Right.
other thing.
I have had a
Right.
corporate job the whole time we've done all this shit.
Yeah.
Right. That's tied to my, it's like I was gonna say it's a shame, but it's like there's class levels to this conversation too. Cause it's like, yeah, if like you are being validated and scammed and getting hella money from some of these institutions, are you gonna wanna do more work? Are you gonna wanna struggle or inconvenience yourself? Or is it easier to just sit on the sidelines and just maybe wait and see if someone, I was gonna say a part of it is also like knowing your audience, like knowing who you're really talking to, like knowing who you're really trying to prioritize or reach out into that conversation. And the unspoken thing I feel like from our side is there are genius creatives and technologists, coders, game developers that they're in the machine and they don't want to be there and they're not getting the opportunities, they're not getting the shine. That's
Right.
who I feel like our target. It's not going to be the people that are being like, the system is,
Jerked
stroking
off.
them off all day
Right.
long. It's going to be the people that are like, I'm a million times more brilliant than this person that's, paying my bills right now.
Right.
Sam is one of these people. He's controlling the camera. To me, is one of these people. I was
Yeah.
talking to Sam the other day, and I was just like, how, the instinct was like wanting to know how to make it easier for someone like fucking him to just seamlessly weave into what we're trying to build out. But there's
Right.
so many of these people, and I feel like they're also the people that are gonna make the best art, the better art, the next level shit. You know what I mean? Is what I'm saying like making sense? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, there's so many talented and brilliant creatives and people in all these different mediums out here who all they need is they just need a baseline level of support and they need a channel to be seen through. They need equipment to create with, and they can take that and they'll transform art with it.
Yeah.
They'll change everything with it. They're not getting
There's a lot of
a
creatives
chance.
that like are brilliant, but they don't possess it's like the Graeber point. Like they just don't possess like a bloodlustful ambition to be on top. They don't have, because I feel like
that too, yeah.
I feel like there's a certain degree of game playing you have to be proficient at to make it.
That's a skill.
Or
Those are
just pure
skills.
luck.
Those are
But-
skills
Yeah.
in and of themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like that's not always gonna overlap brilliant art and
Yeah.
Bro,
basically social politics.
you know what I'm running into right now is like, how many fucking ways can we say the same fucking shit before people like internalize your life sucks. Your life's chasing this shit sucks. I just came from from a TV thing before this, and it's just the feeling of
Hamster wheel? Can we get a hamster
Dude.
wheel?
It's
This is
like
the
you're
hamster
on
wheel.
a-
This is part of what we're talking about.
It's like
It's
you're on a
just like-
hamster wheel.
Right.
it's like it's thing after thing after thing. It's all just resume builders for the rest of your life. It's like you're paying rent into your career. You know what I'm saying? It's like the concept of your career is your landlord, and you're just feeding clout into that never actually gets you anywhere.
This
You
is
don't
you.
own this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's people that don't own their own fucking likeness, their face. So you can't be seen in public. You get sued for being seen in fucking public on camera. Like it's
Bruce
weird
Willis apparently
shit.
sold his likeness
It's
to an AI
weird
company.
shit. You know what I'm saying? There are people that don't own the rights to shit that they've made. Everything is a commodity. Everything is a product, and you just like I don't understand how people look at the way shit is set up right now and don't at least think there's something we can do beyond just I start my label now and I
Right.
run it.
Or
You
I
know what
might
I'm
work my
saying?
way to the top of the corporate hierarchy, hopefully, maybe if I'm lucky.
Right. It's like on the most basic level, like you're on TV, I've been on TV. It's like
Shit,
Just
I've been
that
on
look-
TV.
you've been on like
Yeah.
you've been in a fucking movie. But it's like just on
No, but
well
have I?
the thing you shot was that not a
No, that was an indie pilot. But
Oh, it was a pilot,
That
okay.
was a movie. That was
okay.
a movie,
Well,
honestly.
it
It's
moved.
still a
it was
production.
a Zuby.
It fucking moved.
It's still a
It was a bunch
production.
of pictures moving.
It was.
And money and people
It was
organized.
a movie
and-
in the way people said in the 30s.
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, like it's like just being in that position, just being like talent in whatever, and I feel like people get weird when you act like being a performer is some type of oppressed position. It's not, but there are dehumanizing things about it. It's like being on set, feeling like I couldn't do the most basic shit of just like see somebody struggling and help them out to do their job. It's like they kind of break
union
you
rules.
down.
There's a guy to tie your shoes.
There's a guy for that. No. Hold up. No.
If the camera guy ties his shoes, he's fucking fired. Get him
I've
away.
talked to him
He's like,
about
are
it,
you,
but
are
I'm
you
getting my
jerking off on
first.
set right now? There is a guy who can.
There's a guy who
There is
do
a
that
guy
for
who
you.
will jerk you
Don't
off.
do
He's
that.
union. Come
Don't do
on.
that, yeah.
We can talk about it off camera, but I'm like getting my first taste. I think I've talked with y'all about that. Like
Yeah.
my first taste of that because of
The
this.
delegating.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this project that I'm working on, and it's
Yeah.
just so deeply ingrained.
Yeah,
you know?
there's so much shit. It's just like people act like you can't legally have input on certain processes just because you have this position in whatever. And it's like it's literally that fucking. It's some like Marx and shit where it's like you can't make a whole shoe. You got to make the fucking sole. Somebody else makes the tip of the laces. Somebody else makes the fucking the top part. I don't know what the top part of the shoe is called. That's
I think
most of
it's
the
called
shoe.
the top part.
Get rid of the
Top
hamster wheel.
part.
You can get rid of the hamster wheel. Somebody
But-
get rid of the hamster wheel. Hamster wheel.
It's like that feeling of not being able to be involved in the entire process when what you're making is what, like for all intents and purposes, all TV, all film program, it's propaganda in some way. It depends. It's just a matter of what it's trying to sell you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
Right.
what version of the world is it trying to portray to you and trying to sell you?
And why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Exactly.
you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because I threw out propaganda earlier, but like in the context of artists feeling like they got to make their art. Their art is already political, which is
Yeah,
an important
right.
point that you're making.
We were
but
also on silly time earlier, so I don't,
Right,
know, I don't know
right.
if it came through.
Right. But like
But-
thinking that they gotta brand their art as like socialist
That's
or
kinda what I
leftist or whatever.
That's what
I
It's
was
like, do
trying
you
to touch on
realize
earlier,
if you
like-
go on Jimmy Kimmel, you go on when the Daily
Propaganda.
Show, you realize that they have a political agenda on
Right.
all of these things, but you don't
Yeah.
have a problem stepping into their
Right.
world for some
Right.
reason.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Right.
Why is that? And
Right.
it comes back to what I said before. there's already access. They know I'm promoting myself. I'm getting seen by whatever. It's a power thing. If we build up power connected to the social values that we're talking about here, then for
Yeah.
some people, the quote unquote political and social is going to be
I
secondary.
think show it. You have to actively like show people the thing that's antithetical to what you're talking about
Right.
that they
Yeah.
participate in every single day,
Right.
and that they get incentivized to participate in. It's like, yes, even if you're on Fallon playing put your hand in the tank
Yeah.
and feel the thing,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Hillary Clinton's on the next week. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And the way that Fallon is organized, who pays for it, who gets to control
Right.
the messaging, all of that is a thing. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
just and there's nothing explicitly said ever
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
because the other team, quote unquote, authoritarian shit, hierarchical shit, they're very good at just never, they don't say,
Right.
Yeah.
they don't brand themselves as
Right.
anything.
They
other
lean
than-
into what has been assumed for hundreds of years.
They're just dangling
Yeah,
a toy
yeah,
at you like,
right.
look.
Right.
Don't
Right.
look at how this is going on back
Yeah,
here.
and bro, that's Loki. That like ties back to the shit you said about Kanye. It's like they just don't. They're not used to having to face somebody explicitly saying the shit that they believe.
Right.
You know,
They're like, oh,
and they're just like,
shit.
no.
Yeah, no, this
Like if somebody,
this all works because we don't say it
Right.
out loud.
Imagine if Bill Hader went on Fallon and was just like, yeah, I support just constant expansion, just endless corporate
Right.
expansion, and no. No benefits for working class people. Yeah, I believe in all of those things. That's what Barry is about, actually. That's what.
Right. Yeah.
Can I just
Barry's he's a struggling actor. He has no health
If he
insurance.
just went
and he's a
If
bad
they
person.
just told you literally,
And
yeah.
he's lazy.